Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nora and thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time, welcome back. If not, what I do, right? So back again with another what's in my cart video, and today we are talking about mango. I am laughing to myself because I am very much giving Barbie pink, very vibrant, very girly. Springtime, right? It's pouring rain again outside here in Boston. It's like 50 degrees, super gloomy. There's barely any color in this little haul grouping of clothes that I pulled from Mango, but I figured we would bring a little bit more springtime with the wardrobe. No, honestly, I'm going to a bridal shower today, and it's like bright colors, bright spring colors, so your girl's wearing pink. Y'all don't give a damn about all of that. Y'all are here to see what's in my cart currently for Mango. So let's jump right in. So if this is your first time kind of stumbling upon one of these videos, pretty much what I like to do is go through like popular stores, high fashion stores that a lot of you probably frequent, shop, or even if you haven't, I kind of use Zara as like our basis or our foundation because I feel like a lot of items that I buy are from Zara. A lot of times people are doing Zara hauls and things of that nature, but I always want to give folks some options, right? What are some other stores out there that you can shop from potentially that's gonna give you a similar vibe? Decent price range. I know a couple of these stores that I've talked about have been a little bit on the pricier side, but overall want to make sure that it's giving you all some options. So if I was to compare Mango, I definitely would compare it to a Zara. They're going to give you a lot of minimalist options. Chic, y'all know I love that word. Chic, elevated, timeless. For the people who love to build capsule wardrobes, I feel like Mango is a really great place. They've got a pretty wide price range, I would say. They're relatively moderately priced, pretty similar to your Zara, H&M as well, but they definitely have some items that can go pretty high up in price range. As I was going through the site, as always, y'all know I like to pretty much shop new in when I'm putting these videos together, just so that they're items that you all can actually shop if you're interested in and they're readily available. And one thing I noticed, which I guess makes sense that we're approaching, well, not even approaching, we're in spring, but also then gonna be approaching summer. A lot of linens. So I saw a lot of linens, whites, creams, browns, neutral tones. I saw a lot of like ribbed knits, which was really good to see on the site. A lot of accessories, like vacation, summertime accessories. So a lot of like woven bags, crocheted, a lot of shell details. And then I saw a lot of like spring, summer dresses as well. So I feel like if you are a guest at a wedding this summer, Mango got some really, really good pieces. Not too trendy, very elevated, very timeless, just like, I don't know. There were a few that I was looking at that I'm like, I have a wedding I'm going to next month. I already have the dress that I'm gonna buy, but I'm like, damn, anybody else get married? Like these would be really, really cute. So I have about 10, 11 items. Y'all know I try to give a wide range as much as I can. Of course, I don't want to mention items just for the sake of mentioning them. Like these are items that I would actually purchase as well. So we've got primarily clothing and then a couple accessories in here as well. So kicking this off, I wanted to mention these linen blend suit Bermuda shorts. Bermuda shorts, long shorts, I feel like they kind of come in and out in terms of like trending. I think they're always good to have in your closet, honestly, because they're just so timeless, clearly, as we see how they keep coming back on trend for the season, and they're very much on trend right now. I really love this linen blend option instead of like the traditional denim that we're seeing a lot. Love the color, of course. I think this is gonna go with a lot of different outfits. Love the fact that it is a linen blend, so it's gonna look a little bit more elevated. But of course, you could dress this down. I could definitely see this with like a denim button up or just like a blue and white pinstripe button up, some like loafers, some sneakers, some sandals. Of course, could dress it up with a strappy heel, but I really love this, and I like the fact that it is more of a suit style. So you'll notice like the very front of the pants are pretty seamless. You can't really see like any button details. The pockets along the side as well are kind of nicely, you know, placed against the pant, where again, they're not super distracting and super bulky. I just really love these pants. I love the length. I'm 5'3" for reference, so I'm curious how these would look on me. I think the model was fairly tall, like 5'8", 5'9", but I think they hit her really, really nice. And actually, I love the way that they styled this with this also kind of like matching in tone halter blouse that's a little bit more flowy so that it kind of goes really nicely against the more structured Bermuda shorts. Now, these are $99.99, they're $100, so not cheap, right? Not cheap. Obviously, too, they're a linen blend, so they're not 100% linen, but there is some linen composition to the shorts. So I think that's a pretty good price, and again, with them being this kind of standard cream ivory color, I think this is something that you are going to be able to wear for years and years to come. Keeping in the same color family, okay, scrolling through, I feel like every time I do these videos, there's usually like an item or two that I'm like, yes, I'm adding all of these to my cart, but like, baby, I'm checking out on this one. And this pleated knitted dress was definitely that. Y'all know I love knits. I just think a knitted dress is so flattering literally on just about everyone. They're very forgiving. So if you are, you know, someone who fluctuates in between sizes, you're going out to dinner, baby, you want to have more than a salad and some freaking French fries. It's definitely giving, again, very put together, but still casual and not like you're doing too much. And I think that adds to the versatility of this dress. Again, could dress it up, dress it down. This would be perfect for a beach vacation. It would be great for an evening dinner. You could even wear it to brunch. I mean, I just think there's so much that you could do with this. And again, the color, y'all know these are my tones, right, baby? The neutral tones, the earth tones, the light creams, the ivories, the beige. I love them. I love the way they look against my skin tone, and honestly, I think they are very flattering. But I like how it starts out kind of just this like nothing too crazy, you know, knitted dress at the top, but then goes into this kind of bigger flowy pleated type of style at the bottom. Okay, if you watched a couple of my last videos, my styling video, even on TikTok, I've been really into pleats right now. Okay, I had purchased that top from Zara that was like that peplum knit top that had the pleated detail around the waistline. I love the pleat. I think the pleats just add such a gorgeous movement and kind of just like fluidity to the outfit that adds, again, a little bit of oomph. You know, it's a little conversation starter. I think this is gorgeous. I think this is gonna look great on my more petite frames. I think this is gonna look stunning on, you know, the tall ladies with the long legs, very model-like. I just think this is gorgeous. And honestly, for the price, $129.99, $130, I'm with it. I'm with it. I think this is such a great option to have in your closet. I love the way they styled it with just like a really beautiful flip-flop and some really cool jewelry. But of course, I think you could do a lot with this. So I'm purchasing her. Probably will go with small. I'm not too sure what I would do there. Often when I shop at Mango, I go true to size. So I'd probably get a small just because with knit options, I might even go extra small just because I like for them to fit really well. But I love her. Keep an eye out because she's probably gonna be in the next collective haul. Now, you all know I love a good two-piece set, okay? A matching set, a cord set, whatever you want to call the damn set. Whenever I see something that has a top or a bottom that goes together, y'all know I'm here for it, okay? Y'all know I like to say, if I can buy something that I can style multiple ways and get the best bang for my buck, I'm there. And when I saw this wrinkled kind of like suits pant type of outfit, I was like, oh, I need her. For one, love the color, okay? This kind of like clay brown, Aztec brown, I thought was gorgeous. I mean, the model, she's just given all together, baby, and very well could have just been the model. But when I saw the color, jumped out to me immediately. I did love the way they styled it as well with this belt over top, but I really enjoyed this. I love the suit vest with the pockets, right? It still is giving us that utility technical type jacket that we've been seeing is super trendy, but it's done in a really nice way that I think is going to transition perfectly into summer. And it doesn't look too utility, right? It doesn't look too cargo worker type style, but it's a nice little twist on that, which I think is great. So of course you could do just the vest with the pockets, style it however you want, right, baby? Okay, we could do this with linen pants, denim, a skirt, open it up, do a top underneath, do some shorts, obviously wear it closed. Like, you could do so much with this outfit. And then of course, going now into fall seasons, you could layer this, right? You could definitely add a turtleneck, a long sleeve, whatever you need underneath that. And then when I saw the matching suit pants, I said, yeah, baby, y'all know I love a trouser, right? Okay, I love a trouser. I kind of use them as, say it with me, sweatpants in my closet. So the matching set, it's a no-brainer, okay? It's a no-brainer. I'm really in love with them. And I'm not gonna hold y'all. The wrinkled aspect is just another selling point, because let me tell y'all, I have been that person that's moved over to a steamer. I might need to go back to ironing, but I hate ironing. So when I see something that on purpose is supposed to be wrinkled, give it to me. Yes, what? I can get dressed have 3 different outfits from these 2 pieces and I don't have to iron it. Love her. So the pants retail for $139.99 and then the vest is $200. So steep for sure. I would definitely say steep. I probably want to look back and see what the composition is of this suit. I'm not quite sure. Like, it gives kind of like a linen effect, but I don't know if it actually is linen. So I probably have to look at that and just make sure. So steep, right? Like, if you're not totally in love with both pieces, you could definitely buy one, mix and match with other items in your wardrobe. But for me, if I was to recommend, I would buy both, okay? I would buy the vest, I would buy the pants. Wear them together, wear them separately, create different outfits. I think this is beautiful and this color is so rich and I think will look phenomenal on everyone. Next item in my cart from Mango is the Rami, I think it's Rami shirt with an asymmetrical closure. Y'all know once I saw asymmetrical, I was like, yes, I'm interested, let's see more. Again, I love a basic that's not so basic, right? I love jeans and a cute top. A top that looks very like that there isn't much going to it and then all of a sudden she turns, right? And there's an asymmetrical closer. I think this blouse, this top is 10 out of 10. Probably another piece I will definitely be purchasing soon. Love that color, obviously, right? That brown, that camel, that really rich kind of like creamy cappuccino color. I think it's beautiful. I love this really long kind of exaggerated collar too. I'll be interested to see it in person, but for some reason for me on the site, it looks kind of a little bit larger, which I really like because I think you could definitely do something fun there, right? Add a little like brooch detail, add a couple pins, add a scarf underneath and just kind of like zhuzh this up a little bit. And then of course that asymmetrical closure, right? I love that it creates this kind of like wrap silhouette, which again I think looks great on everyone, right? We all love a good little wrap kind of thing where it kind of covers, you know, the midsection a little bit, kind of creates the illusion of like a more snatched waist, which I think is beautiful. And then I love how it kind of starts this like draping effect at the top. Y'all know I love a good drapery, right? I love a good drape. I just like texture. I like layers. I like conversation pieces, right? And I think this top is definitely that. Retailing at $129.99. Again, like I told y'all, Mango, not necessarily the cheapest place, right? I wouldn't compare it to maybe like a Pretty Little Thing or anything like that. Definitely not. It's more of like your high street brand, a little bit more moderately priced. I like to compare it definitely, like I said, to like a Zara, for instance, like a COS, right? Kind of in that same wheelhouse. So a little bit steeper for a shirt, but I think because of the color, I think how simple it is, there's not a lot of crazy details outside of that asymmetrical closer. This is gonna be a top that you're gonna be able to wear in your closet for a lot of different outfits. Definitely could style this for work. You could dress this up. I think they actually paired this with the Bermuda shorts that we talked about a little bit earlier, right? So you could do that with like a gorgeous heeled sandal, a strappy heel. Of course, you could dress this down with some really cute like all white sneakers. And then like I said a little bit right before, right? Definitely could wear this to work as well. So I think the versatility of this shirt alone, at least for me, justifies the price. Again, I'm not saying the cheapest for a blouse, right? Not the cheapest, but as someone who has shopped at Mango quite a bit, I find that their quality is up there. Definitely, you know, one of the better ones for the high street brands. So I think for the price, this makes a lot of sense. I'll be curious to see what this looks like on. I traditionally would go for this in a small, but I'm curious to see how this will look on the body. I believe they just opened a Mango store in Boston. Don't quote me on that. Comment down below, let me know if they did. I mean, I guess I could Google it, right? The internet is free, but I'm not sure if they have a store, but if they do, this would definitely be an item that would make me go in store to try it on. We're halfway through April, right? And I still find myself still looking at jackets. Listen, like I said, living in Boston, it's still cold outside, okay? I very much need a jacket today. I'm probably gonna need a jacket for a couple more weeks. So of course, when I saw this one, I said, yeah, yeah, give it to me, add to cart. Add to cart. This actually looks like a jacket that I feel like just went viral recently at Zara. They had that green suede jacket that had like kind of like the higher funnel neck, but it had kind of this like balloon-ish effect around the waist and the arms. Love this. So this is their oversized lyocell jacket with pockets. I believe lyocell is the material, if I'm not mistaken, but don't quote me on that, right? Love this. Retailing for $179.99, kind of, you know, kind of in the same price range. Like I said, my technical jacket that I got from COS was like $160. I think the other jackets that I was looking at from Zara were right in that wheelhouse as well. So moderately priced, not cheap, not super expensive, not gonna break the bank for everybody, right? Not too bad. Like this color. I like this color a lot. She's giving manila envelope, right? But chic, but in a cute way. It has almost like this like yellow undertone with a little bit of orange. So it's still got that, it's, I don't know, it's an interesting color and I was intrigued when I saw it. I don't have anything this color at all in my wardrobe. And even for someone who has a lot of jackets, someone who has a lot of like khaki colored trench coats and things, none of them are this color because again, I think this has a little bit more of like a peach yellow undertone, which is beautiful. I do see that it has a matching pant. Baby, we're not gonna go all the way, but of course, if you wanna go the extra step, get the matching pants, right? I think it's stunning. But the jacket is definitely the piece that pulled on my heartstring that I would add to my wardrobe. Love it styled where it's buttoned all the way to the top. I love, again, that really gorgeous funnel neck. I just think there's something very runway about it that I like. I really love the oversized pockets details. I don't know if they're functional pockets, so I don't know if you can actually put things in them. Granted, I don't know why you need to be putting things up here. Who knows, but I'm not quite sure, but I still like the detail and how that looks. And then again, I like that it has the cinching around the waist and on the wrist as well. So of course, if you wanted to pull it up, you definitely should be able to. I don't see anything in the pictures that indicate that you could probably change how much this cinches around the waist. So that might be the only thing to keep in mind. For some of our more petite folks, this might be, oh no, I can see in the second picture there are, period. Yes, I love that. There are like little drawstrings and toggles. So perfect, I love that. You can customize it a little bit and cinch it to how you need, but I love her. I think she's so good. And again, this color, very, very unique. It's kind of like a nice twist on the butter yellow that's really popular right now. So if you don't wanna go all the way butter yellow, I think this is a really good option to add some color. I've mentioned quite a few satin pants in a lot of these videos and I found one at Mango as well. And this one is so good. So this is their satin pants with combined stripes. So it's in this really beautiful deep navy blue. It's got a nice little baby blue pinstripe kind of detail there around the ankles, and then goes into like ivory color. And then they have kind of the difference in the white stripes and the blue stripes. Navy blue's been killing it right now. Okay, navy blue I'm really feeling. And I know one of those trends they talk about is like sailor, fisherman core or whatever. So it makes sense, right? That we're seeing it a lot, but I like it. Dare I even say I love it, okay? I love this. And this is a piece I probably would go a little bit, not super oversized, but I'd probably go up a size or two because I'd want to wear this a little bit more low-waisted and I would want it to fit a little bit baggier. Almost giving pajama pants, but not too much, right? Like I don't want us to look like we're in our sleep clothes outside, but that's kind of the vibe I would want to give here. I would want this a little bit bigger, a little bit more oversized and just effortless, right? You're going to the beach real quick, so you've got a bikini top and like a linen shirt over top. You could definitely dress this up, of course, a lot more, but like this is something that I would probably pull into my wardrobe a little bit more casual. I genuinely would treat it more as like a cover up almost, but I think she's so good. $89.99, so of course, not the cheapest, but again, I think the price is really good just for a lot of the kind of details, a lot of the print that we get here. I'm sure it probably has a good amount of satin in there, so that's definitely something we could look at as well. Of course, I find that Mango does this a lot. It does have a matching top. I personally probably would not go matching set here just because at that point for me, it really gives pajamas. Not all like satin matching co-wards look like that. I think just because of the blue, it really gives me sleep set. But baby, again, if you want to wear that all together, definitely be my guest. But for me personally, the pants are the item that I would be adding to cart. I think this is, again, an elevated piece that's always nice to have. I think satin pants are a really good staple. And of course, with this blue color, I think it's something that's very easy for everyone to style. Now I only have one other pair of pants that I wanted to mention, and it's a pair of denim. Duh, right? Y'all know I love denim. I've got to find denim everywhere. And actually, side note, we're gonna have a video coming up fairly soon talking about some of my favorite denim and places to get denim, so keep an eye out for that. But when I saw these wide leg mid-rise jeans and in this color, y'all are gonna be shocked because you already know this is not a shade of denim that I gravitate to often. I am a light wash, medium wash every now and then type of girl, but I like these. I like this color. They very much remind me of the Margiela jeans that I picked up but I like the wide leg aspect to them. I love the wide leg. I also like that they're mid-rise. I've kind of been like trying to expand a little bit on the rises that I have in my jeans. I do find that I have a lot of high rise, and sometimes depending on the look and what I'm going for, I don't always want that. And I think this mid-rise, and again, being in a wide leg pant, is beautiful. They styled this on the site, it looks like, with another like denim top that they have on their website as well. But again, I think you could do a lot with this. You could literally just pair this with like a classic white t-shirt, some sandals, sneakers. Heels is probably, of course, how I would do it, because I think with wide leg, a nice little heel, you know, kind of just like kicking your feet as you go, I think is beautiful. I do think it looks very clean, it looks very polished, and I just really enjoy these pair of jeans. And I think the price on this is phenomenal. $69.99. I think that's amazing for denim. Now, obviously, y'all, I know there's gonna be somebody who's gonna say, really? I find that that's still pretty expensive. If you shop denim a lot and know good quality denim that's gonna last, it's not gonna rip on you, it's gonna be comfortable, it's gonna wash well, that's a really good price range. This is literally, I'd say, in the wheelhouse of Abercrombie, which I think is a very popular place that a lot of people buy denim. So $69.99 I think is phenomenal. I think that is literally a steal for good denim. So I'm really excited. I actually already ordered these before I even actually like fully started filming this video. I already ordered them because I'm really excited to see how these fit. I just got them in my traditional size 27, which is a US 4, which is usually what I get. But interested to see how they fit. I do want them to fit a little bit looser around the waist. Definitely, I know that they're not going to be low rise, but I do want them to fit a little bit looser. So I will report back and let you know how they fit. All right, and our last two items that are in my cart from Mango are accessories. So first up, I wanted to mention some earrings. And I know some of y'all gonna clock my tea. Norah, I know you said we don't really want to spend so much money, costume jewelry. Yes, that's absolutely right. But let me tell you, these earrings, when I saw them for $70, I said I could spend that. I could spend that. You know what I mean? You can convince me to spend that because these are exquisite. It looks like they're actually from what Mango calls their capsule collection. So I'm under the impression these are probably like limited edition, maybe like their higher end stuff. I don't know, baby. It makes me think of like H&M's edition. Like they have like their H&M edition, which is like kind of some of their higher elevated pieces. But when I saw these earrings, they call these their waterfall drop earrings. I was obsessed, okay? And the way they had it on the model, of course, she has like a stunning little slick back bun. Y'all know I love me a slick back bun, okay, baby? Y'all know I love an exaggerated earring, something very dramatic, very much the moment. Love this kind of like teardrop shape, very a la Bottega, right? Love that in the silver color. And then they've got this beautiful kind of like beaded fringe detail that's coming down from the earrings, very exaggerated. I can see on the model, it literally comes down all the way to her shoulder. I'm the kind of person that would literally wear these earrings, slick back bun, and a tank top and some denim shorts and some flip-flops or some sandals. Easy, because again, this would be the moment. I love these. I love the black with the silver. I'm not someone who always wears silver jewelry, but I think this is a piece that would make me pull towards them a lot, especially because of the black, right? They would go with a lot of different items. So $70, expensive, child. Okay, she's expensive for some earrings, but let me tell you, this is the piece. You know how we talk about sometimes like Zara, all these like high street places sometimes make what I like to call my own personal collector pieces. This is one from Mango that I think will be exactly that. All right, and for our last and final item, a handbag, right? Shocker. I have to talk about a handbag, and even furthermore, it has to be a clutch. I love clutches. I really do love all size bags, but I find that when we start getting into nicer weather, we're going out to like lunches, brunch, dinners, we're grabbing cocktails, we have a little bit more functions and events. I need a clutch, right? I need something that's a little bit smaller. And then I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm preparing for a vacation, have a couple more trips coming up in the summer as well. This is something that I know I'm gonna be pulling for, okay? They call this their natural fiber handbag, and she's beautiful. Okay, she's beautiful. I feel like, yes, there are a lot of brands that have done their own version, rendition of this. I was literally just in J. Crew the other day. They had a bag that looked just like this. Banana Republic had one that was very similar, but seeing this here on the Mango site, I love this. Retailing for $89.99. She does also come with a chain strap. So of course you could wear this over the shoulder, crossbody. Y'all already know me, I'm tucking the chain inside the bag because I don't need her. But what I also love though too, which I can see in one of the pictures, the chain strap is removable. So you don't even necessarily just have to tuck her in, she's removable. And if you want to buy your own strap and add it to the bag, that's something else you could do for sure. My girl Jeronica Macia, I already know y'all be watching her here on the internet, but Jeronica does that all the time with a lot of her bags. She will change out the straps and it honestly elevates the bag and makes it look like a completely different piece, which I think is such a great idea. So check out on the internet, Etsy, Amazon, a lot of great places that you can find them. But I really like that feature of this bag and that you don't have to be super committed to the chain that comes on it. But I love her. I think she's so cute. She's definitely gonna be one that I'm gonna be grabbing a lot throughout the summer. And y'all already know, I don't really care even about the seasons with bags like this. I'll wear her whenever I want. So had to add her to cart immediately. All right, y'all, well, that is it. That is all I have for you today on what's in my cart with Mango. Let me know if there are any pieces that you are excited about. Are you gonna pick up anything? Is there anything from Mango that you're shopping right now as well? I have shopped Mango quite a bit in the past, but I have to say it's probably been like a good 6 months since I've purchased anything there. So it was fun to get back on their site and kind of see what they have going on over there. But again, if you have anything you're looking at, let me know. I have a couple good ones coming up in this series in terms of stores that we're going to shop. But of course, as always, let me know down below if there are any stores. Of course, too, doesn't have to only be high street, can be honestly any store. Keep it within reason, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to get too crazy here, but let me know if there are any stores in particular that you would like for me to feature. But yeah, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, y'all.